Have you received your Eidl loan and you're not exactly sure what stipulations that you have to complete in order to be in compliance with the loan terms? In this video, I want to update any new changes to the program, required stipulations that you need to maintain in order to keep your loan qualified, and where to get additional information if you need it. I get a lot of different comments on some of the other videos that I've done, and I thought it'd be a good time to do a refresher video and any updates on the information that I may not have covered in past videos or that could have been changed, or anything else that I may not have made really clear on those videos. The original purpose of the program is for the businesses to meet the financial obligations and operating expenses that they could not have met had this disaster not occurred. The program specifically stated that the money was to be used for working capital and normal operating expenses. Some examples of this would be things such as continuation of health benefits for your employees, your rent, utilities, fixed debt payments, as well as many other things. All the expenses that are required to keep a business running. The other stipulation is it could not cross over with the same uses as the PPP program. Another video about that I'll post here. You are eligible to apply if you are a small business owner or a qualified agricultural business. You could apply for a low interest loan due to the sickness. If you applied for the Eidl in 2020, or if your loan was approved prior to April 7th, 2021 for less than $500,000, you are likely eligible for an increase based on the new loan amounts announced March 24th, 2021. Any business that received a loan subject to the previous loan limit can submit a request for the increase to make up the difference. I'm going to link this video here on how I accidentally ended up with 2 Eidl loans. The SBA has been reaching out directly to loan borrowers via email to provide more details about how the business can request an increase. Make sure that you double check an email address. Any information should come from an email address like sba.gov or updates.sba.gov. I wanted to touch on one more thing before I get into the actual meat of the video, because I've seen this cause a lot of trouble in the past. That's when you don't have a proper business banking account. You may have opened a personal account for a long time and run a DBA, things like that, and now you're starting to run your business through it. If the name on the account does not exactly match the SBA's name for your business, your bank will probably reject those funds and send them back to the SBA. And it's a whole long process to try and get those funds back. I always recommend that you open a separate business banking account for any business that you're going to do. This is a way to separate your personal money from your business money, and it also allows for easier bookkeeping. I found a great online bank in Novo, which offers a free business banking account. The process is relatively easy to open. Just submit all your paperwork from the state, your EIN number, and your social security number, and you're good to go. They have a lot of the same services that much of the larger banks have, but none of the fees. I'll post a link in the description below if you want to check it out. I'm not a sponsor, but I am an affiliate, so I may get something if you sign up. I would recommend something like that. I have used it myself, and I've been using it for this channel for the last 5 months. So if you need a business banking account and you don't feel like dealing with your local bank, check out the link below. So once you receive your loan paperwork, either by DocuSign or paper, you're going to see required stipulations that you must complete after receiving the money. If you applied early and the whole process was digital, you should have received a phone call to provide additional information if your loan falls into one of these 2 categories. The first is the collateral. If your loan is over $25,000, you are required to pledge your business assets by the way of a UCC-1 statement. I go into more depth about the collateral part of the Eidl loan in this video here. This is a statement that lists all of the required language as to what the SBA considers an asset. I'll link the actual language in the description below also. If you completed the process digitally, this fee was taken out, and I believe it was $100. So if you borrowed $25,000 and $100, you would have only received $25,000. That $100 was paid to a third party to file the UCC on your behalf. If you were doing the paper application, or I should say the paper documents, you would have been required to file a UCC before the funds were released. You can check out this video here where I walk you through the steps of the process of the UCC. I know this can seem like a big scary thing. The SBA or government can hold your assets over your head, and language in the loan agreement basically makes it sound like the SBA can run your business. In all reality, this is the same form that any bank will file against your company if you owe them money. And to clarify owing the money, it's with a security agreement. That means that you pledge the business assets, which is why they file the UCC-1. All the UCC-1 means, if your business defaults on any debt, they can come and take the asset that the business owns. The lien position that the lender is in determines if they are going to get paid or not. Whoever has that first position on all your business assets is probably the only one that's going to get paid or possibly be able to liquidate to get any money back. Everyone else is going to have to wait in line and get any scraps that are left over. This is why the SBA will always subordinate their lien position to another lender. They don't want your business not to receive funding because they were in lien position 1. My trucking business currently has 4 UCCs filed against it. 3 of them are SBA loans, and the 4th is for a line of credit that we have with our bank. The second stipulation that you want to be aware of is the business insurance. As stated in the loan agreement, for loan amounts greater than $25,000, within 12 months of the date of the loan authorization and agreement, borrower will provide proof of active and in effect hazard insurance policy, including fire, lightning, and extended coverage on all items used to secure this loan to at least 80% of the insurable value. It also states that the borrower will not cancel such insurance and will maintain such coverage through the entire term of the loan. If you do not, the borrower may not be eligible for any additional future disaster assistance or financial assistance through the SBA. It also lists where you have to submit proof of insurance with a mailing address and things like that. When we received our first loan, which I'll link that video here, I got a call roughly 6 months after receiving the money about hazard insurance. I had to explain to them that because my business is run out of my house on a part-time basis, and the fact that all of our trucks stay at our drivers' homes and other locations, there's really no physical assets that the business has at this location. The agent was asking things like, what about my computer and printers? And I said that my personal computer is for personal use. I just use it for the business in a browser format for QuickBooks. Now, with that being said, we have purchased iPads, a computer, printers, things like that for the business, and those things are covered with the UCC filing. But in all reality, the value of those things, if they were to be lost or destroyed, the replacement value is going to be far less than the premium we would pay on insurance, especially if you take the 80% value of the insurable loss. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are in a similar situation. Just explain it to the loan officer or whoever calls you, and they can have that requirement waived. When we did the increase for the reconsideration and that paperwork, which ended up being a second loan, it actually had no requirements for business insurance. In fact, it was on a line item on the actual documents that said it was waived. There's a lot of things that are up in the air with this program right now, which I'm not going to go into detail because I feel that no one really knows what's going on and I don't want to mislead anyone. These were just 2 of the comments that I received most in my videos about the program. And I wanted to make sure I address anything that can help you out with the process once you are ready to be funded. If there's any other questions about the program or process, make sure you post them below. And until next time, have a great day.